Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel. In this video, we will learn how to manage remotes in Git. First, what is a remote? A remote is just a name or a pointer to a copy of your repository that is hosted somewhere else, like on a server. Remotes are what let you collaborate. You push your work to a remote to share it, and you pull work from a remote to get your teammates' changes. When you clone a repository, Git automatically creates a remote for you called Origin. Origin is just the default name for your main remote. To see all the remotes your repository knows about, you run the git remote command. To see them with their web addresses or URLs, you run git remote with the v flag. This will show you the name, like Origin, and the URL it points to. In the next section, we will learn how to add a new remote. Next, let's learn how to add a new remote. The most common time you will do this is when you create a new project on your local machine with Git in it, and you need to connect it to an empty repository you just created on GitHub. The command is git remote add, followed by the name you want to give the remote, and then the URL of the remote. By convention, your main remote is almost always named Origin. So the full command would be git remote add origin, and then the URL you copied from GitHub. If you then run git remote with the v flag, you will see your new Origin remote is now listed and ready to be used. In the next section, we will learn how to change the URL of a remote you have already added. Next, let's look at how to change the URL for a remote that you have already set up. This is a very common task. You might need to do this if the repository moves to a new server, or if you want to switch from HTTPS to the SSH protocol. The command for this is git remote set URL, followed by the name of the remote, and then the new URL. For example, to change Origin to use SSH, you would run git remote set URL origin, and then the SSH address. If you run git remote with the v flag again, you will see that Origin now points to the new URL. In the next section, we will learn how to rename a remote. Next, let's learn how to rename a remote. This command does not change the URL, it only changes the nickname you use for it. A very common reason to do this is when you fork a repository. You might want to rename the default Origin to Upstream, so it's clear that Upstream is the original project. The command is git remote rename, followed by the old name and then the new name. For example, to rename Origin to Upstream, you would run git remote rename origin upstream. If you run git remote -v again, you will see that the remote's name is now Upstream, but it still points to the same URL. In the next section, we will learn how to completely remove a remote. Finally, let's learn how to completely remove a remote. You might do this if you added a teammate's remote just to check their work, and you are now finished. Or perhaps the original project has been deleted. The command is git remote remove, followed by the name of the remote you want to delete. For example, git remote remove upstream. You can also use git remote rm upstream, which is just a shorter version of the same command. When you run this, Git will delete that remote's nickname and its URL from your local configuration. This does not affect the remote server at all, it just removes your local connection to it. That's all for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you liked this, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified about new content. A link to the code and the markdown file is included in the description section below. See you in the next video.